All right, welcome to another edition of the Fifth Down Sports Show, your extra down of sports coverage right here on the KJC Radio Network, broadcasting live via Blog Talk Radio, simulcast on the Arena Sports Network, available on Snowman Media. We are broadcasting live today on David 3000 on YouTube. We also have our own YouTube page. We are on Spotify, all the radio streaming apps. You can find Fifth Down Sports Show. Today is a summer of greatness. Today we are broadcasting. We are live from the Gino Nash studio. As we are today, we have one of the greatest debate segments. Everybody has a greatest play. Everybody has a play that they think was the greatest thing ever. So we are going to take the elements of the greatest play. We are going to take the greatest plays from all the sports and put them in a head-to-head tournament. If you wish to be a part of the program, by all means, call the show 646-668-8415. And you can be a part of the selection process and the judging process as we go through each and every sport. We'll get our 16 candidates in. We'll go head to head. If you're watching us on YouTube, the StreamYard link is there. The StreamYard link is right then and there, so you can get all of that going. So we're up and ready. And we're going to do all that. So you know how the Summer of Greatness works. We select our greatest. We select our categories, and then we put them in a tournament, and we find out what's the greatest play of all time. We will find out at the end of this episode. So if you wish to be a part, there are all the ways to be a part. Join us on StreamYard, join us on YouTube in the chat, or just simply call the number on Blog Talk Radio and get us going. But we will find out. We will have a greatest play of all time as we go here. Speaking of, I think this is Lou, so let's bring Lou on. Lou, what's happening? All right, so today we are talking greatest plays of all time. So we are not just talking one sport here. We are talking the whole gamut of sports. We've got greatest plays. So I know this is a tough question, but I'm going to ask it anyway, Lou. When I say greatest play you've ever seen, what comes to mind when I say greatest play of all time?
I hate to sound a little biased, but there was a tremendous play that Derek Jeter made almost 20 years ago against the Red Sox. You know, he thought the ball was foul. Then Jeter is leaping into the stand, catching the ball. He hurt himself for a couple of days, but it was a spectacular play.
Interest. I know exactly the play you're talking about. You went with the Red Sox catch, which is interesting, and we will get to all of that. We'll get to all of that. You went with the catch against the Red Sox. That's interesting because I will submit. So we'll start right there. We'll start with baseball. Greatest play of all time. And to me, my greatest play of all time, and just for everybody, let's go through the rules first. Only one player can, we can only do one from, so a player can't have, if they have the greatest home run, they can't have the greatest catch. If they have the greatest play, they can't have the greatest catch. So one player per selection. And here's why I agree with you. That was a great play. But here's why that's not the greatest. That's not even the greatest Derek Jeter play. And here's why.
Okay.
The greatest baseball play of all time. And I got to thinking about this because my friend Ryan McCarthy from Coffee with McCarthy and from No Credentials Required, they watched the movie Moneyball, and they did a review of the movie Moneyball. Which, but you want to get my thoughts on Moneyball? I'll give you my thoughts on Moneyball another time, because that'll take a full hour to break down that garbage of a movie. But that being said, one of the main reasons I believe that movie is garbage is because remember, Lou, do you remember the way the Moneyball season ended? That was the Oakland Athletics. The Oakland A's Moneyball season ended on the greatest play of all time. And that would be a double down the right field line where, and I believe it was Sean Spencer. You can get me on whoever the right fielder was. Right fielder for the Yankees, right, throwing out Jeremy Giambi at the plate. Misses the cutoff of Mark Teixeira at first base. And everybody's thinking, oh no, Jeremy's going to walk into the plate because there's nobody there. Oh wait, Derek Jeter shows up out of nowhere for no reason at all. Jeter happens to be there and gets it, flips it behind his back to the catcher, Posada, to tag out the runner at home. That is the greatest play in baseball history. Now, you can say a lot of other plays are Willie Mays over the head catch. You can say Bo Jackson running up the wall. You can say all of those things. All of those, Ozzie Smith probably has about 1 million great catches. However, what makes the Derek Jeter play the greatest play of all time is that there is no reason on God's green earth for Derek Jeter to be where he is, other than the fact that he's Derek Jeter and he knew something was going. There is no reason for him to be there. There's no reason for Derek Jeter to be backing up the first baseman on a throw from right field. There's no reason other than Derek Jeter had some inclination to be there. I've had arguments with people about this. There is no reason. They said, "Oh, he was backing up the plate." If that play hits the cutoff and Derek Jeter is standing where he is, Derek Jeter gets hit with the ball. By Mark, if Mark Teixeira catches the ball and is throwing home, he would have hit Derek Jeter with the ball. There is no reason for Derek Jeter to be where he is, other than he had some kind of greater force telling him you need to be there. And to do that and to make the flip is even more remarkable. That you could make that play 99. You could make that play 100 times, and 99 times that play goes wrong. The flip is too high. The flip is dropped by the catcher. The ball doesn't bounce the right way to where Derek Jeter kicks it. There are so many things that could go wrong on that play that everything went as it needed to go. That's why the Derek Jeter flip to me is the greatest play of all time.
Okay, I'll give you that.
And we have another caller on the line. I think this is David. So let me bring David in, as we just said. So let's see what we got here. Hey, how you doing? Fit Down Sports Show. Hey, what's up, David? Speaking, this is an amazing show here. We got David on the line. David, of course, big time Boston fan, and we got Lou, a Yankee fan on the line. So we've got our own version of Yankees socks going on here, but David, I don't know how much of the last discussion you heard, but we're talking about greatest plays in baseball history, and to me, I know you might have a different feeling about this, but to me, there's no greater play than the Derek Jeter flip. The Derek Jeter flip to get the Oakland A's in the playoff. That to me is the greatest play of all time.
Oh, that game. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2004. But as we talk about baseball, I had a football play in mind, but
okay. Well, hold on. Let me just write the flip in. All right, so we can go to football. We'll go to So we'll make the switch. So we've got greatest baseball. We got greatest baseball play. That one is done. That's the Derek Jeter flip. So we'll go to football, and you know what, David, I'll let you give your play, and then we'll see that wins, because when we do NFL, we're gonna split NFL into three different plays. We're gonna pick three different plays from the NFL. We're going to pick offense, defense, and special teams. So we'll just start with David, what was your idea for greatest play in NFL history?
To me, it's no question. The June Edelman catch in the Super Bowl back in 2017. Because when you think about it, we were down 28-28 versus the Falcons, trying to make the greatest comeback in NFL history. If that play wasn't made by Edelman, I don't think we would have made the comeback. That catch changed everything.
Interesting.
That catch right there by Edelman.
Interesting. You went with that catch. All right, Edelman's catch. I can go along with that. I thought you were speaking of another catch, but speaking that you're a Patriots fan, I'm pretty sure you were not talking about the catch I was thinking of, because I'm pretty sure, because you're a Patriots fan, you were not thinking of I was thinking of the David Tyree catch in the Super Bowl, which was even crazier. But here's the reason why I wouldn't put the Tyree catch. I like your choice of the Edelman catch, but I will submit another play, and then we'll talk about it. But the reason I wouldn't put the Tyree catch on is for three reasons why the Tyree catch is excluded from this. One, Eli Manning should have been sacked. Roosevelt Colvin just gave up on the play. Just gave up. He just gave up. He should have sacked the quarterback, but he just gave up for no reason. And to this day, I still have no reason why. Second, Rodney Harrison should have knocked the ball down, and he didn't. And I can't explain that. And third, David Tyree, that ball, how that ball stuck on his helmet, I have no idea. But so that catch to me is one of the more iconic plays of all time. As far as the Edelman catch goes, that was a great catch in the Super Bowl. But as far as Super Bowl plays, so we're talking NFL offense here. We're talking offensive NFL play. To me, you said the catch. There's only one the catch. And Lou, I'm pretty sure Lou, you know what I'm talking about when I say the catch. And that would be the 49ers, Montana to Clark in the back of the end zone. That is known as the catch. There are T-shirts. Everybody has it as the catch, and that was on my list. However, in a Super Bowl, there is no greater play than Montana to Rice, and it was opening the game. It was, and I want to say 89. I want to say 89. All I know is it was Super Bowl 24.
Yep.
Super Bowl 24, Bengals 49ers, Montana to Rice. The throw was great. The catch was great. But what's even greater is Jerry Rice. Jerry Rice, the run after the catch.
It was Super Bowl 23, actually. It was Super Bowl 23.
Was it 20? No, it was 24.
Yeah, 89 was 23.
Well, it was the 89. It was 89. It was the 89 season, but not the 1990 Super Bowl, because the Giants were 25. The Giants were 25. The Bengal. It was Super Bowl 24. Whatever. It was Super Bowl 24. I know that, because it was the one right before Giants. The only reason I know that is because Giants Bills is Super Bowl 25, and it's the greatest Super Bowl of all time. And it was the one right before that. So I know that. But either way, Montana to Rice, the reason why this is the greatest play to me is, A, the throw was amazing. The catch was amazing. And the run after the catch. Jerry Rice, you watch Jerry Rice on this play. He catches it in traffic, runs through people, and then you looked at Jerry Rice and another Bengals guy were neck and neck, and Jerry Rice put it into another gear and just took off and was gone. Yeah. That's why, to me, I've got to go with Montana to Rice. Because yes, Edelman had the, Edelman climbed the ladder, and how he jumped that high, how Edelman jumped that high to make that catch is amazing.
It was on the player's neck after he jumped for it, and it was on the Falcons player's neck, and Edelman was still able to hang on to it. And like I said before, if that catch wasn't made by Edelman, that comeback wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
We were 20 minutes down to the last part of the game of the Super Bowl with the Falcons, and it was 1-10. If that catch wasn't made, like I said, the comeback would just not happen, or would not have gone over overtime if that catch by Edelman was not made. Because, that's one of the best plays I've ever seen in NFL history as being a football fan.
All right. So I had to bring up Montana to Rice, but you know how this works for the fans out there. For the fans out there watching, you know how this works. And we got Godfather Dom in, and he did bring up the helmet catch. So Godfather Dom, we see you in the chat. We see you in the chat. We're bringing you up. But you know how this works. It doesn't matter what I say. It matters what the guests say. So, David, we will go with the Edelman catch. So we'll go with Edelman. We'll go with the Edelman catch because, as always is the case with Fifth Down Sports Show, the guests matter more than what I say. What I say is irrelevant. when it comes to guests. So we'll put the Edelman catch in, even though I do submit greatest play of all time, Montana to Rice, and I had this debate. With Snowman, and Snowman couldn't pick because Snowman is a 49ers fan. Between the catch and Montana to Rice, that's like choosing your children, That's like choosing your children when it comes to 49ers fans. So we got that. All right. Let's stick with the NFL here. And this is where things are going to get out of control, because the greatest defensive play of all time, and my submission, if you guys have another one, it might get in. But Lou, let me ask you this, Lou. What does everybody say about the Pro Bowl? What does everybody say about the Pro Bowl? They say there's They say there's no defense in the Pro Bowl, right? They say guys don't play defense in the Pro Bowl. This is why this is crazy. To me, the greatest defensive play in the history of the National Football League happened in the Pro Bowl. And I will submit this to y'all. Unfortunately, I don't have the rights to air it. But I will tell y'all to look this up. Just put Sean Taylor. Go to YouTube and put Sean Taylor in the search. The first thing that comes up is Sean Taylor destroying Brian Moorman on a fake punt. It is one of the greatest tackles I've ever seen in the history of the game. Sean Taylor comes from about 60 yards and like a missile. I thought Brian Moorman was dead. I thought he disintegrated after Sean Taylor hit him. Sean Taylor's hit on the punter is, to me, the greatest defensive play of all time, because of how far he comes and how violent that hit is. It is one of the most violent hits I've ever seen somebody put on somebody. So they say they don't play defense in the Pro Bowl. Tell that to Sean Taylor.
Okay, you go Sean home.
So I'm gonna put Sean Taylor. I'm gonna put Sean Taylor. Taylor hits the punter. So I'm gonna put Sean Taylor. I'm gonna put Sean Taylor in as my defensive play, NFL defensive play, greatest play of all time. All right, moving on. Staying in the NFL, we've done offense, we've done defense. Now we have to do special teams, and this is another one. This is another one where. Where there's a little caveat here. There's a little caveat. And the caveat to this play is that this play, technically, this play does not exist. Technically, this play never happened. But there was a time when the Chicago Bears were playing the Green Bay Packers. The Packers were punting, and they punted to the Bears, who at the time had probably the greatest returner of all time, Devin Hester. So the Bears send Devin Hester and Johnny Knox back to receive the punt. Both guys are standing on opposite sides of the field. Okay. The Packers punt the ball. Ball goes in the air. All of a sudden, the camera goes to Devin Hester, and the entire team, the entire field went to Devin Hester. And Devin Hester's running down the field, and finally he gets tackled. Here's the problem. The ball was on the opposite side of the field. Johnny Knox got the ball, and there was nobody near him, and he ran for a touchdown because nobody even followed the ball. Even the camera guy didn't follow the ball. Johnny Knox ran for a touchdown because every single person on the field ran to Devin Hester, and they thought Devin Hester had the ball, and he was 50 yards away. Johnny Knox is just standing there. So the reason why this play never happened, though, is because everybody in the stadium was faked out. The refs had no idea what just happened, so they threw a flag. And here's the best part of the flag. The ref that threw the flag called a penalty on the first guy he saw. The first guy he saw right in front of him. They did a replay of this. They called holding on the guy right in front of him. If you watch the play, the guy they called holding on did not touch a single person. Didn't touch a soul. How can you hold someone if no one touches you? It's impossible. The reason they threw a flag is because they had no idea what just happened. Nobody saw anything about this play. So therefore, this play never happened. They called holding, and they redid the punt after. So technically, this play never happened. But if you watch it, and I remember I was watching it live, and I was like, wait, I was like, Devin Hester doesn't have the entire team, the entire field went to Devin Hester, and Johnny Knox ran untouched. It was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen in my life. So I'm putting Devin Hester on as my greatest special teams play of all time. There's that one. The only other special teams play I can think of to put in to even have an argument about this is Terrell Davis is one of the greatest running backs of all time. Had one of the greatest stretches as a running back. Unfortunately, concussions and shortened his career. But how he made the team, if you look up Terrell Davis on YouTube, you can find this hit. He made the team by being a special teamer, and on the opening kickoff in Japan of a preseason game, the 49er guy receives the kick, and you just see a Denver Bronco just absolutely destroy him. And you look up, and it's Terrell Davis. Terrell Davis destroyed this guy on a kickoff. It is one of the greatest hits I've ever seen. And, of course, it was made by a running back. So, but I'm going with the Hester play just because it was absolutely insane. It was absolutely insane. Well, and I remember watching it and being like, wait, how can you call the penalty? And the guy that got the penalty called him is flipping out. And this was one of those things, oh, you can't review it. You can't review a penalty. If they reviewed it, they would have seen that guy didn't touch anybody. They called holding. The only reason they called a penalty is because they had no idea what was happening. It's because every single person thought Devin Hester had the ball, yet he didn't. Yet he didn't. I have no idea how the center didn't know the ball went to the opposite side of the field. It was insane. All right. So we're in football. We did our NFL. Let's go to college. And Lou, you were on with us when we did greatest college quarterbacks of all time. The greatest offensive play of all time is when Tommy Frazier ran over the entire Gators defense in one play. Tommy Frazier in the Orange Bowl, and I want to say it was 90. 5 or 6. I want. Don't quote me on the year. Just look up Tommy Frazier. Just look up Tommy Frazier in the Orange Bowl. Tommy Frazier broke 11 tackles on one play. He ran over the entire defense. The entire defense couldn't stop him. So that, to me, there's no debate. It's Tommy Frazier. Tommy Frazier running over the entire Gators defense. All right. Here's where, so we go on to the next one. So we go to college football. Let's go to college football defense. And this is where things get a little hazy, because my greatest defensive play in college football history is actually made by a running back. And for this, we have to go all the way back. We have to go all the way in the Wayback Machine. We have to go back to 2001. The BCS National Championship game between Ohio State and Miami. Now, in the first quarter of this game, Ohio State is driving to get a touchdown, and Craig Krenzel throws an interception. The ball is intercepted by Sean Taylor. We mentioned Sean Taylor before. Sean Taylor intercepts the ball at the goal line. So you think, all right, Ohio State's going in for a score. Oh, no, they get an interception. Miami's run. While Sean Taylor's running it back, Maurice Clarett comes over from out of nowhere and just steals the ball from him. Just absolutely stole it from him. Gets the ball back for Ohio State. They go down. Ohio State scores a touchdown. We all know how that game ended. And that game ended on one of the most controversial plays of all time, which it was not passing. It was not passing. Even though I wanted Ohio State to win that game, because I loved that Ohio State team that year, I have to say, even I have to say, that wasn't pass interference. But they called pass interference. Ohio State scores a touchdown in overtime, and Jim Tressel and Ohio State win the national championship. But without that Clarett play, Clarett's strip of Taylor is to me the penultimate college football play. However, that same year, this happened, and I'll just let everybody listen to it, and we can listen to it, and all you have to do is listen to this. Now, if that is the Miami call of a play earlier in that year where Boston College was driving to score a game-winning touchdown, Ryan St. Pierre throws the ball. It bounces off Mike Rumpf's leg. The defensive tackle intercepts it. Matt Walters catches it. He's running, about to get tackled, and Ed Reed stole the ball from his own team and ends up running it for a touchdown. One of my favorite plays of all time. So my favorite plays are guys stripping the ball. Ed Reed stole it from his own teammate. Clarett stole it from the other team. So I gotta go with the Clarett play as the greatest college football defensive play. Greatest college football defensive play is actually made by a running back. Weird. All right. So we got offense, defense, so we got to go college football special teams. And for that, I have to go to the greatest college football player of all time. And that would be Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson's punt return against Ohio State in the snow in Columbus. And it was the only score of that game that put Michigan into the Rose Bowl, put Michigan on their way to winning a national championship. So I got to go with Charles Woodson as the greatest special teams play in college football history. All right. We did baseball. We did baseball with play. Here we go. We're going to do a couple of baseballs here. So you guys feel free to jump in. Lou brought up the Jeter catch. So we're going to go greatest catch. And since I already have Jeter in, the Jeter catch, Jeter is out because Jeter's already in. So Lou, I do say that was a great catch. But I'm going to go, my greatest catch of all time is, and again, y'all, if y'all look these up, you'll see what's happening. Jim Edmonds, if you remember when they built the stadium in Houston?
Oh, yes.
And they had, remember they used to have that stupid hill in center field? And Jim Edmonds, a lot of people say Willie Mays. Willie Mays' over the shoulder catch is one of the greatest catches of all time. Jim Edmonds made the exact same catch, except he was diving uphill. That's why that catch is amazing to me. So I submit that the greatest catch in baseball history is Jim Edmonds laying out up a hill for no reason. He had to go uphill, but he did.
Here's my question. As with the Willie Mays catch, did that affect the World Series at all? Like, did it change anything with Willie Mays' catch?
Willie Mays' catch, I believe it was in the World Series.
Yes, it was in the World Series, but did it affect the series at all?
I don't think.
Did it change the momentum or anything like that?
I don't think so. To be honest, I don't know off the top of my head whether that was, whether it swung the momentum or changed the game, that I don't know of. All I know is they ended up winning. So it propelled them to a win. So
everybody says that is the greatest catch in movie history. That's what everybody says.
That's what everybody says.
Right. Mm-hmm. But if you're now, let's go to the Red Sox greatest catch. Now there's a few great catchers in Red Sox history. You're talking about the one that won the Red Sox the division. You're talking about the Maple Mets won back in 2015. But honestly, there's no
debate here. The greatest catch in the history of the Boston Red Sox came from a guy that you would never even think of. But I guarantee you, if you look it up, the greatest catch of all time is Manny Ramirez, when he decided to cut off Johnny Damon's throw for no reason.
Yes.
And it is, you watch him make that catch. One, why is he cutting off his own player in the middle of right field? This is Manny being Manny. This is Manny being Manny. But the fact that he had to dive, to get it, he had to dive to make to cut it up for no reason. I still can't understand it, but it's the best. The fact that he even caught it is amazing. Like he's running to his right. You have to understand what Manny's doing here. Manny is running to his left. The throw goes behind him, and he dives backwards and catches the ball. That is the greatest catch in Red Sox history, and it had no effect on anything. But that's just Manny being Manny.
That's Manny being Manny. But you know what? The other catch is it's a savior. 2018 ALCS Andrew Benintendi. If you did not make that catch, Wayne, if he did not make that diving catch in the 2018 ALCS versus the Astros would have won that game easily. If it wasn't for Andrew Benintendi's catch right there, the Astros would have won that game, and they make that series would have changed the momentum right there if that catch was not made.
Absolutely. But like I said, greatest catch. We're gonna go with Edmonds just because he had to go over his shoulder and up a hill. the circumstances are amazing. All right, let's go to Lou. Lou, as a I know you're a Yankee fan, so I'm gonna tell you this right now. Cover your ears. We're going greatest non-home run hit. Greatest hit non-home run, and the reason why I say cover your ears, Lou, is because for me, the greatest hit that wasn't a home run happened in 2001, and it was Luis Gonzalez, bases loaded, cutter on the inside part of the plate, and he fists it out into center field. Gonzalez closes out Mo. Look, Mariano Rivera is the greatest pitcher of all time. Not even closer. Mariano Rivera is the greatest pitcher of all time. And Luis Gonzalez got him. Luis Gonzalez got him. Game 7 of the World Series. No, there's nothing better than that. There's nothing better than what Luis Gonzalez did right there to win the World Series. So I got to put Gonzalez in there. All right. But here's where we pick the city of New York back up. Because now we're going to talk greatest home run of all time. And I had an argument with my buddy Romy. I had an argument with my buddy Romy at the bar. And I understand everything. I understand everything about Kirk Gibson. Look, Kirk Gibson, what he did off Dennis Eckersley was a great. The fact that he's limping to the plate, the fact that Eckersley had not given up, hadn't given up a home run all year. Everything about that home run is great. Okay, great.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest home run of all. The greatest home run of all time. Look, that picked up Dodger fans. That Dodger fans were excited about that, and that's about it. Okay. You have to remember where we were in 2001.
Yeah.
When we stopped, when the world stopped for a week in 2001, in September of 2001, the world stopped for an entire week. There was nothing. There was nothing because of the event of 9/11. The entire world stopped. New York City was an absolute New York City. Every time somebody looked at it, it was a depressing thing to be. Then the bottom of the eighth in the first game post 9/11, Mike Piazza hit a ball that I will tell you this right now. If that ball landed, you have to prove to me that ball landed. I'm pretty sure that ball is still out there somewhere. That ball, he crushed it. And the best thing about this home run is that the entire ballpark, I have never heard a ballpark as quiet as Shea Stadium was then. I have never heard a ballpark as quiet as it was during that moment. Before the pitch. Before the pitch, you can hear it on the broadcast. There is nothing in the crowd. The crowd is absolutely dead silent. The minute Mike Piazza hits that ball, the entire stadium exploded. And Mike Piazza's home run, yeah, it didn't win a championship. It didn't do anything. What it did is it saved the entire country got saved by that home run. That home run sparked you watch the MLB did a thing just on that home run, and the people talking about that. You go back to the woman who was in the crowd who lost her husband, her sons were devastated. They lost their father in 9/11. Mike Piazza hit that home run, and she said it was the first time she saw her son smile in a week. That's how much that's how much that home run affected people outside of this is a game, outside of the Mets won. No, it was a time. It was a chance for New York to. They were just waiting. New York was waiting for a moment to cheer, and Mike Piazza gave them that moment. It was that's why that home run is so fascinating. So I got to put Piazza's home run on the list.
Yes, of course.
All right, that does it for baseball. So let's go to.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Can I just promote something?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay, so me and as you know, we're not going to do without network, which we're going to be doing from now on for this show, and hopefully on both channels up in September next week. But me and Jason DeCamio are going to be having a series of meetings.
I can't see.
On my Discord server, starting August 1st on Tuesday at 8 p.m. So for those who want to start YouTube, for those who want to continue making great content, for those who want to do anything all for that sort, we are trying to get people to our David Dyson Network team for that. So if you want to join our meetings, like I said, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern all August. So Chris will help you make it. If you want to join, that's fine with me. If you want to start making YouTube videos or anything like that, and we'll go from there because we're trying for the next 7 months. We want to contribute people to the channel and have fun with it because we've been working hard on this for the past year. And like I said, Tuesdays 8 p.m. Hope you guys can make it. And Chris, I assume you'll be available for the Dial Crew podcast this Thursday, right? It's at 3 p.m. now, by the way, for Eastern time.
We'll see. We'll see what we can do. But as David just said, Tuesdays at 8 right here on the David 3000 network. So jump on there and jump on that. And David, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
You're always welcome to the program, and we're gonna continue here because I gotta get all this done, and then I gotta head over and win some money at poker. So I'm gonna try and get this tournament done. Try and get all this done. All right. So we talked about baseball. We talked about football. Let's go to basketball is pretty easy. Basketball is pretty easy, Lou. Best offensive play, there's no question about it. What do you do in basketball? You shoot. Well, it's called the shot. It's called the shot for a reason. And Jordan against the Cavs. Look, there are two Jordan moments that we could put in here. It's either the shot against the Cavs or it's the Utah Jazz Game 6. And the only reason I go with the Cavs shot is because I know I've had arguments with people about this all the time. Jordan didn't push off. There is no way in my mind. No one is going to tell me no one's going to tell me my eyes didn't see Jordan push Brian Russell out of the way. He pushed him out of the way, and Jordan made the shot. It's iconic. It's a moment. It's something you just have to live with. You live and learn. So I'm going with Jordan. I'm going with the Jordan shot. I'm going with Jordan with the shot against the Cavs because the iconic moment is when he kicked Craig Elo in the face after. So yeah, I'm going with the Jordan shot. Defensively in the NBA, I mentioned this on Snowman. LeBron's chase down block of Iguodala. I have never seen a defensive play that crazy. LeBron's chase down block. So I'm going with LeBron. I'm going with LeBron's chase down block. All right. Because I don't want to talk about it, we're just going to move on. And because I want to get to this, Lou. So we talked about that. We talked about basketball. Well, let's stick with basketball and let's go college basketball. I don't think there's any debate here. Hill to Leitner versus Kentucky. And look, no one does not want no one look, I don't want to talk about that because that was the second buzzer beater that Christian Leitner hit. If you remember, in the Elite Eight that year, Duke shouldn't have even been in that Final Four because UConn had them beat. And Tate George stepped out of bounds. Duke inbounds to Christian Leitner. Christian Leitner hits basically the same shot that he hit against Kentucky. It didn't have to go the full court. It was only half court. But it's all because Tate George if Tate George doesn't step out of bounds, UConn wins that game. And Christian Leitner never happens. Christian Leitner never happens if Tate George doesn't step out of bounds. But he did. Christian Leitner made it. It was a great play. All right. I'm moving on because I want to talk about these plays. And Lou, there's one sport we have not talked about yet. And that would be hockey. And for greatest, I'll start with the easy one. Greatest save of all time. Greatest save of all time is Mike Richter on Pavel Bure. But penalty shot, game 4. If he doesn't make that save, Remember, that went 7. That series went to game 7. If he doesn't make that save in game 4, that series is over. If he doesn't make that save, Rangers don't win game 2, don't win game 4, and that series is over. That series is over. It's 3-1. It's 3-1. It's 3-1 Vancouver, and Vancouver has all the momentum. But a penalty shot for one of the greatest Pavel Bure at that time. Pavel Bure that season was the greatest goal scorer that in the league. And he gets a penalty shot, and Mike Richter stoned him. Stoned him. It wasn't a Pavel Bure missed wide. Pavel Bure. Mike Richter made one of the greatest, just a great pad save. To me, Mike Richter on Pavel Bure was it's the greatest save I've ever seen. And it was so fundamental. It was so fundamental goaltending. It wasn't like, he had to dive or he had to do anything. He forced him one way and got it with the pad. It was just a perfect play. Speaking of the Rangers Stanley Cup, greatest goal of all time. Greatest goal of all time. All I need to do for you, Lou, is give you 2 words.
Yeah.
Matto. The Rangers are going to the Stanley Cup. Stefan Matteau's wraparound goal in Game 7 in overtime against the Devils. Double overtime, Game 7. There's not a better time to score a goal. So I got to go with Stefan Matteau. All right. So we got all of it. So we for our last entry, I'm going wild card. I'm going off the board here. And our wild play comes from college football. Everybody will remember, and the year you're going to, again, years are out. But go to the Fiesta Bowl, Boise State versus Oklahoma. A lot of people will talk about the Statue of Liberty play at the end of that when they went for 2 to win the game and they ran a Statue of Liberty. A lot of people will put that play in. I submit to you that in order to move forward, in the Statue of Liberty play never happens if the hook and ladder doesn't happen. The hook and ladder was the play that got Boise State into that game. So I'm going with that. All right, so we have our 16 and so let me just rip them up here, and we'll get them going on. So we can. Oh man. So let me just rip them up. Let me rip them up, put them in the trusty box, and get them going here. There we go. And we are throwing them. We're putting them in the box here. We're putting them in the trusty Captain Crunch box that I have sitting next to me for no reason. But it is what it is. All right, here we go, and let's pick our tournament and let's figure some things out. So here we Here we go. All right. If you're playing at home, we always start in the top left-hand corner. Top left-hand corner with our greatest plays bracket. Greatest plays bracket. And I am fishing it around, fishing out the box. Got to mix them up. All right, here we go. Our first entry, and I got to find a pen. I got to find a marker that works. All right, we'll go with this one. All right, so we have Michael, Jeffrey, Jordan, and the shot. So Jordan with the shot. So Jordan is in. Jordan is in. All right, Jordan. Now we go to the bottom bracket. This is the bottom left-hand bracket. Bottom left-hand bracket. We have Jim Edmonds with his diving. Jim Edmonds with the diving catch. So Edmonds is on the list. All right, here we go. And let me just bring up the StreamYard, and here we go. Now we go to the top right. Top right we just talked about it, Mike Richter. Mike Richter. We have the Richter save. That's great. All right, here we go. Bottom right. Maurice Claret with the greatest defensive play in college football history. Claret strip of Sean Taylor. All right, here we go. And this is the bottom of the Jordan bracket. Ooh, basketball legends. We have Jordan. And at the bottom of that one, we have Leitner, a possible second-round matchup of college basketball versus pro basketball. So there we go with that. All right, Jim Edmonds bracket. We have Edmonds and we have Luis Gonzalez in there. Luis Gonzalez, game-winning hit off Mariano Rivera. Not gonna get a tougher opponent than that one. All right. In the Mike Richter bracket. We have Richter. We have an all New York bracket so far as Mike Richter, and we have the Jeter flip. As I said, Jeter's flip is amazing because there's no reason for Derek Jeter to be making that play. How he made that play, I have no idea. All right, Maurice Claret versus, and we have an all college football bracket so far as Tommy Frazier and the Orange Bowl, and just running over the entire Gator defense. All right. So those are our regions, and now we have our matchups. Jordan with the shot versus, we just talked about it, the hook and ladder, Boise State versus Boise State. So there we go with that one. All right. Christian Leitner, Hill to Leitner. And we have the Edelman catch. So we have Edelman, the Edelman catch. Edelman in the Super Bowl. David 3000 Network. David gave us the Edelman. So your Edelman catch is in. As we put that in there. All right, Luis Gonzalez versus Charles Woodson with the greatest punt return. So Woodson is in. And Jim Edmonds versus Sean Taylor. Sean Taylor's hit on Brian Moorman. Telling you, look it up. If you don't believe they play defense in the Pro Bowl, look that up. Look that hit up. I can't describe it enough. He just absolutely destroys the dude. All right, Mike Richter versus Devin Hester. Again, Devin Hester in the punt return that never happened. And really, it's not even Devin Hester's play. It's Johnny Knox's play. Johnny Knox scored the touchdown, but it's Devin Hester because Devin and the entire team went to Devin Hester. All right. Derek Jeter versus, wow, could be an interesting second-round matchup, Lou. Derek Jeter versus, as we have a first-round matchup, Derek Jeter versus Stephane Matteau. Oh boy, what an interesting matchup. All right, Tommy Frazier versus Mike Piazza. Mike Piazza with the Piazza's home run. Look, I've had discussions with people about that. I understand there are home runs that meant more to that meant more to the game and meant more championship wise. That Mike Piazza's home run was outside of the game of baseball. It lifted. I remember watching that game with my buddy Jared, who is a Braves fan from Atlanta. We were watching the game together, and it was a home run, Mets Braves, and we hugged each other after. He was happy that Mike Piazza, even though it was against his team. That's how much that home run affected. It just, everybody got a sigh of relief after that. It was perfect. All right, Maurice Clarett versus LeBron James. We have LeBron in the chase down block. So, all right. So I don't have many of these. So what we're going to do is yeah, I don't have time for that. So, all right, here we go. So, you know what? They can wait. They can wait. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this the right way. I'm gonna make sure I do this the right way. So we have my pick. We have championship. We have iconic. We have meaningful. Just trying to do this quick. Athletic. Fundamental. Significant. And we have improbable. We have violent. Most violent play. Ridiculous. Let's see. I'm just trying to think of what else makes a great play. We have athlete involved. We have player. We have game. Let's just trying to reason. And just need two more categories. So let's go with outcome and reaction. All right. So we have our categories. Now, everybody knows how this works. If you've everybody who's listened to the Summer of Greatness for the last 6 years, you know how this works. We put the categories, we put them head-to-head matchup, and we choose based on the category. Doesn't matter. Our personal feelings are thrown out the window because it's all about the category. It's about the category. We have to choose. We can't just choose which one is our favorite. We have to choose which one fits the category the best. So here. here we go. We'll start with Jordan versus Boise State. Michael Jordan, the shot versus Boise State, and more significant play, the hook and ladder for a touchdown or Jordan with the shot. Lou, what do you think is the more significant play?
I'm going to say the Boise State.
That's interesting. I think the Boise State play, while it was significant, here's where I break this down. Jordan made the shot.
Okay.
Jordan shot. If Jordan misses that shot, Bulls lose.
Right.
But Jordan made the shot, the Bulls won. The Boise State hook and ladder, they were still trailing. They still had to go for 2 to win the game. So the significance of that play is Jordan misses, Bulls lose. He makes the shot, they win. With the Boise State, they still needed another play to get them over the top. You see how I'm breaking that down?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going to go. That's why for significance, I'm going to go with Jordan. Also, the fact that they hadn't won a playoff series, the Bulls hadn't won a playoff series until that series. That was the start of the Michael Jordan dynasty, and we know where that led. So for that reason, I'm going to go with Jordan. I'm going to move Jordan on. The significance of that shot was outstanding. All right, Edelman versus Leitner. Reaction. Just the reaction. Leitner or Edelman? Lou, what do you got?
Leitner, no question.
No, I agree with you on that one. Leitner, the fan reaction, the crowd, the everything that happened to Christian Leitner happened because of that. And that play doesn't happen. Leitner's not part of the dream team. He's not. Everything that happened to Christian Leitner because of that play. So I'm going with that. All right. Luis Gonzalez versus Charles Woodson. And this one is all right. This one is going to take some explaining, but it says no reason. Which one of these is more of the Luis Gonzalez hit or Charles Woodson? Which one of these happened for no reason? Which one of these was the most mind-blowing? Most mind-blowing as far as there was no reason for that play to happen. I gotta go with the Woodson. I gotta go with the Woodson return.
So do I.
When you see that play, there's a time in that play where you think he's stopped. There's nowhere for him to go, and all of a sudden he squirts out and he's gone. There was no reason why he shouldn't have been tackled, but he gets by everybody. So Charles Woodson is moving on over Luis Gonzalez. Yes, it was improbable that he gets that hit off Mariano Rivera. I mean, nobody gets a hit off Mariano Rivera, but it was probable. It was we didn't think it was going to happen, but it was a possibility. All right, Sean Taylor versus Jim Edmonds. More iconic play. This one's tough because neither of these are, really remembered as iconic moments. I'll go with you, Lou. We have Sean Taylor in the Pro Bowl, and we have Jim Edmonds with the diving catch. Which one's more iconic, do you think?
Edmonds with the catch.
I think it's Edmonds' catch. I think it's Edmonds' catch uphill. As much as I love that Sean Taylor, hit. Oh, I love that. I love that Sean Taylor hit. But I've got to go with Jim Edmonds. That Jim Edmonds catch. I could watch that over. I could watch that over and over again. All right, Mike Richter versus Devin Hester. More fundamental. This one's easy. It's Mike Richter. It's not even close. We don't even have to debate this. More fundamental. Richter played the penalty shot perfectly. Devin Hester play is absolutely ridiculous because it was as unfundamental as possible, and plus everything went wrong on that play. So, all right, Stephon Matteau versus Derek Jeter. The Jeter flip. More improbable. A Game 7 goal or Jeter's flip. I know where I'm going on this, but I want to see what Lou's answer.
I think with the momentum that we were sitting there, I had to give it to Matteau. I mean, that was the season on the line right there. For Jeter, the Yankees, it wasn't. I mean, I won't get back. It was, it was the calculated play. But when you're talking about a season on the line and you come up with a Nicholas game-winning goal, that has to be it right there. I remember that.
I think you're right. I agree. I agree with you. And as a Ranger fan, I agree with you. But as far as the category is improbable. The category is improbable. That means that when we say something is improbable, that means it's the least expected. What is the most least expected is Derek Jeter shouldn't have been there. There's no reason why Derek Jeter should have been in that spot. That is as improbable of a play. You cannot draw that up. And I say this all the time. I used to watch the Tom Amansky videos, the Keith Hernandez teaching baseball videos. There is not a person alive that will tell the shortstop, go back up the first baseman on this play. There's no one alive. Matteau, yeah, when you have the puck and you're behind the net, wrap around and try to stuff it in. That you're told to do that. There is not a person alive that would tell their shortstop to go back that play up. That's why improbable it's Jeter. As far as the better play, absolutely Matteau. You're not going to get a better play than Matteau. Rangers are going to the Stanley Cup. You're not going to get a better one than that. But as far as improbable, it's Derek Jeter because there's no reason for him to do. There's no reason for Derek Jeter to do what he did. No one can ever explain that to me and say yes, this makes sense. Because it doesn't make sense at all. All right. Tommy Frazier versus Mike Piazza. And we have the category of my pick. It is our pick. Lou, I'll let you pick first. Which is the better play? Tommy Frazier running over the entire Florida team or Mike Piazza hitting a home run after 9/11?
Mike Piazza hitting a home run at Shea Stadium on September 17th,
yes.
2001.
Yes. It's Mike Piazza. It's Mike Piazza's home run.
I remember the date so well.
For every reason why that home run. Again, this is our pick. It's in our pick. I'm not picking against the Mets.
Because before anybody, took to the plate or anything, of course, we can't forget the speech that was made by Jack Buck. And his words at the end of the speech, should we be here? Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, and if you're watching this, check out Snowman in the Morning Thursdays. When we have the Totally Deep segment, when I come on Snowman show, he has the call from Howie Rose for that. That's my intro when I walk in. Howie Rose, when Howie Rose said, if I ever get a chance to talk to Howie Rose, I will ask him what the hell was he thinking when he said this one's got a chance. Got a chance. That ball was gone. The minute it left the bat, every single person in the ballpark knew it was gone. And he said this one's got a chance. And I was like, wait, what? What chance? A chance of what? I still ask you. I need proof.
Yeah.
Someone has to prove to me that ball landed, because I'm pretty sure it's still out there. I'm pretty sure it's out there in the cosmos right now. The way that ball was hit, it was so gone. It was so gone. All right, LeBron's chase down block versus Maurice Clarett. This one's easy. Who's the better player out of the two? Well, we know what happened to Maurice Clarett, and we know where LeBron James is. So It's LeBron.
Yeah.
It's LeBron with the chase down. Look, that chase down block for all crap that everybody gives to LeBron James, you're not going to get any crap about that play. That play was amazing, and it saved people talk about. I've seen a lot of people. Say, "Oh, LeBron didn't win that championship for the Cavs. Kyrie won it with the shot." No, LeBron won it with this block. If LeBron doesn't make this chase down block, if he doesn't block Iguodala on that play, that three by Kyrie doesn't matter, because that three by Kyrie does not matter. Because the Warriors would have been up, and you wouldn't have even had a chance to hit that three. So that chase down block was that important. So for everybody that says, "Oh, LeBron didn't win that championship, Kyrie won the championship," no, those are people who they're misremembering and choosing not to remember what happened. All right. Speaking of basketball, we have Jordan versus Leitner. Jordan versus Leitner, and the more violent play. Jordan versus Leitner. I know where I'm going with this. Where are you going to go? The more violent. Now, just remember, Jordan did kick Craig Elo in the face after this.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Jordan. I'm going with Jordan.
Yeah.
I'm going with Jordan. The celebration after is what makes it. It's what makes it more violent. The better outcome. Well, this one I think is easy. Jim Edmonds made the catch, and I don't even know what happened the rest of that game. Charles Woodson made a punt return, and I know what happened after that game. They went on to the Rose Bowl and won a national championship. So I got to go Charles Woodson.
Yeah. Woodson.
Yeah. A regular season baseball game versus a rivalry college football that led them to the Rose Bowl and led to a national champion. Yeah. Oh, come on. All right. Mike Richter versus Derek Jeter. More meaningful play. Richter versus Jeter. I got to go Richter because it was in the Stanley Cup final. Jeter's was in the wild card round of the playoff. Don't get me wrong. Jeter's play, he doesn't make that play. The A's win the game. And we don't know where that goes. We don't know where that goes from there. Right. Mike Richter doesn't make that save. Vancouver wins the cup. And the Rangers are talking about, at that time, I believe it was 50 years. Rangers don't have a Stanley. Yeah, it was 40 years. It was 40 years of misery for Rangers fans. Mike Richter doesn't make that save. What are we talking about? I mean, 40. It was 40 years. It was 40 years then. We're talking about 60, 65 years.
We're talking now 63.
Yeah. So that save propelled the Rangers to a Stanley Cup. So I got to say that save was more meaningful. All right. Piazza versus LeBron. Piazza's home run versus LeBron James. Championship. Well, Mike Piazza's home run, regular season. Look, the implications of it, yes. But LeBron's block, we just talked about it. LeBron's block won a championship. So LeBron is moving on. LeBron is moving on, and we have LeBron. So we have Jordan versus Charles Woodson, Mike Richter versus LeBron James, and we'll start with Jordan versus Woodson. And Jordan versus Woodson, the more ridiculous play, more ridiculous. What do you think, Lou? Jordan. That shot. It's called the shot for a reason. So I'm going with Jordan.
Yeah.
Michael Jeffrey Jordan with the shot. All right, Mike Richter versus LeBron James, and it is. Oh, this isn't fair. Who's the better athlete, Mike Richter or LeBron James? Come on. I have my Mike Richter. I met Mike Richter, okay? I have a Mike Richter signed jersey. He signed a puck. I have a signed picture. I love Mike Richter, okay? Athlete. It's LeBron James. It's not even close. It's not even close. And look at this final matchup. LeBron versus Michael in a championship matchup. We have Jordan makes the shot, LeBron with the chase down block. This and I gotta show the people. I gotta show the people what the category is. So let's show them. Most athletic play. Most athletic. That's what we're voting on. Now, both of them are going to me, both are going to this category. More athletic play. What do you think, Lou? The shot or the block?
Oh boy. Can I flip a coin here?
You can. I know where I'm going. I already know where I'm going. More athletic play. Okay. Look, you could talk about Jordan. You could talk about it took Jordan to dribble. It took Jordan to do that. The more athletic play, LeBron had to run all the way back, and then he had to avoid fouling Iguodala, and he had to rise up. The more athletic play is the block. The block is way more athletic. It took way more athletic talent to make that block than it did for Jordan to make that shot. That's say what you want. Say what you want. So LeBron James beats Michael Jordan in the championship. LeBron's chase down block is our greatest play of all time. And that's it. Look, I do. You know, and I know Cole was going to get on me about this. I know Rod from Rod Uncensored. When I go on the lunch crew tomorrow, I know Rod's going to be, you know, Rod's going to be happy. I know Cole is going to give me a lot of heck for being a bronze sexual and all of that stuff, but I gotta stay true. I gotta stay true to the category. I gotta stay true. You're not gonna tell me, because I watched that play live. I watched it live with other people who had never watched basketball, people who never watched basketball, and they saw that play and they jumped out of their chairs. And were like, "Oh my God, he did what? He did what?" We've talked about this when I had Victor on the program. Victor woke his house up from when that play happened. That play was that disgusting, and it was that good of a play. All of these plays are great. They're all great. Okay, we're talking greatest. Great when we do these. This is why we do this: is to break down the greatest of the greats. And LeBron James is now in it. LeBron James chase down block, the greatest play of all time. He joins the list, and he joins Tupac. Tupac as our reigning champion. So Tupac still holds the belt for greatest of greats, but we have greatest sporting event, college football. Greatest movie theme song, Ghostbusters. Greatest father-child, The Flairs, Rick and Charlotte. Greatest college quarterback, Vince Young. Greatest TV family, Family Matters, The Winslow Family. And greatest sing-along song, which we did last week, Don't Stop Believin' by Journey. And now we have...
Oh, wait a minute. I tried to get on, but nothing happened.
Oh, we had to go at 8:00 because we had a special guest last week, and she unfortunately had some family issues, so we had to push the show back.
Okay. All right.
So we had to push the show.
All right. So,
But we did get it in. We did that. So for those of you that are on David 3000 and you're wondering where that show is, get on over to Fifth Down Sports. Fifth Down Sports on YouTube. All of them are there. We'll have the ones we do here on David 3000. We'll add those to the list at some point. Lou, anything you want to plug before we get out of here? Because I gotta head down. I gotta head down and win some money at poker.
okay, Enhanced Sports Show, of course, Saturdays 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Number to call 512-543-4662. This week we'll cover, of course, more of the Women's World Cup. We'll take a look at close looks because the baseball tournament is coming up, so we'll focus on that a little bit. I'll like to maybe talk some NFL with the preseason schedule because that's coming up soon. So I'll take care of that, and I'll have more talking. Oh yeah, and recap of the point of the expression, the British Open.
All right.
I call it Open now, but I still call it British Open because that final just ended about.
So you're gonna have the Enhanced Sports Show on Saturday, right? So I got a question for you, Lil. Will the Orioles still be in first? Will the Orioles still be in first place on your show on Saturday?
You know, that's really an interesting question because this can go either way. I mean, it's back and forth between the Rays and the Orioles. And who would have thought that the Orioles would even get there? Because just 3 weeks ago, they were 6 or 7 games behind them, and thought, probably not. They'll probably take until September to get there if they do. Surprise, surprise, the Orioles have taken lead, although Tampa got back. So it's like watching a tennis match going back and forth, back and forth. So it's 50-50 here.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, I have what's it next weekend? What's next week? Next weekend's the 20. All right. So maybe I will jump. Maybe I will. I might jump on. I might jump on for that. I might jump on for that, Lou. I might be around because I know the next week after that I have Billy's bachelor party. So that I will not. I will not be any. I will not be in any mind frame. I'll probably be in the middle of the city by then. But next week I'll try to jump on the Enhanced Sports Show.
In case you forget the number, I will tell you it's 512-543-4662. Doesn't cost you a cent.
Excellent. Yeah, we'll try to check that out. So yeah, Saturday's 5 o'clock. 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock Eastern.
Saturday's 4 o'clock Eastern. Check out Lou on the Enhanced Sports Show. Lou, thanks for joining us. We got to go before my computer dies. And why it's not charging, it should have been charging this entire time, but it didn't. All right. So I got to go. With that, we got to go before my computer absolutely dies. But thanks to Lou for coming on. Thanks to David for coming on. This has been the Fifth Down Sports Show, Summer of Greatness. We are talking greatest. Congrats to LeBron. LeBron wins the championship. LeBron beats Jordan. That should be the headline. That should be the headline. All right. We do it all the time. As we say here all the time. Everything you heard here.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming on. Leave us like, share, leave us a comment. Did we get it right? Did we miss a play? Is there anything anything we missed? Let us know in the comments. This is why we do this. This is why we do it this way. Hopefully y'all had a good time. Go on over to Fifth Down Sports. Check us out. All right. End broadcast and end broadcast.